Incredible.
everyone! My name's Steph, I'm Botanist Cool. Today we are playing the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and I do have to ask everyone in chat, hello, what do you think about the new live-action Legend of Zelda just announced today by Nintendo? Which, funny enough, it was literally like the first line of the Nintendo announcement was like, "This is Miyamoto, by the way." And it's like, oh shit, okay, Miyamoto came onto the Nintendo Twitter to basically say we're doing a fucking live action thing. He's been planning for quote unquote many years now.
I don't buy that for a second, but even if I did, why live? You're shooting yourself in the foot when you jump to live action. You're thinking it's gonna make it more relatable, like non-video game people are gonna want to come see it. That's not what's gonna happen.
They're playing Objection Funk right now.
You could make it like so. There's so much potential for things to go wrong in live action because you have to really translate around things. Just because One Piece did it good doesn't mean that it's easy. Many failures show just how hard it is to do that. Because you have to go from cartoon logic, but you can't go full into realism or else you're gonna lose it. You have to like find this really fine line when you make it live action. And it's like, why would you make it so much harder for yourself? And I already told Steph, like, depending on who they cast as Link is gonna set whether or not there's even a potential of it being good. Yeah. If they set some burly grizzled guy as Link, it's over. It's completely over.
I want to say this. All right, so they are pairing up with Avi Arad, who is a producer who's been working primarily in Marvel and DC and what have you. So I want you guys just to think about it. I'm gonna read you guys the movies this dude has produced, and I want you to think how the Legend of Zelda movie is gonna work on it based upon the movies we're talking about real quick. All right, so first and foremost, in 2003 he produced Daredevil. He also produced The Hulk. 2004, The Punisher and Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire. I'm gonna say this, Spider-Man 2, Tobey Maguire, that's a plus in my book. Then there is Elektra, never saw it. Man-Thing? What the fuck is Man-Thing? Fantastic Four, which is notoriously horrible. X-Men The Last Stand. Ghost Rider, the Nick Cage one. I do not know how to feel about that one, obviously. Spider-Man 3, that's a negative, because Tobey Maguire did do that black suit dance, you know what I'm saying? And he went full fuckboy. I mean, that's, I imagine that. Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, again. Oh my god. In 2007, okay, listen to this. This dude produced a live-action Bratz movie. Like the dolls.
Was it good, though?
I haven't heard of it in almost 20 years, so probably not.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's actually a point in favor of it, considering that I haven't heard of Bratz in general in nearly 20 years. And I feel like if it was truly bad enough, we would have heard about it. Continue to hear about it.
Fair enough. First Iron Man movie, The Incredible Hulk. The second Ghost Rider, The Amazing Spider-Man. Robo Sapien rebooted.
That sounds like a fun one.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Ghost in the Shell, Venom, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, huge plus. Venom of the Big Carnage, Uncharted, Morbius, which they unironically put in the theaters twice because they thought the It's Morbin Time was a fun meme that everyone enjoyed. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, another huge plus, Borderlands, and Kraven the Hunter. He also did Blade and X-Men as an executive producer. And he executive produced Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. But I gotta hear, like, just listening to this, what is your opinion?
So, like, I'm not very like
Yeah.
movie wise, to be perfectly honest.
Fair.
I'm an uncultured woman,
Yeah.
but like I feel like the typical genre he seems to do is superhero,
Yeah.
which I don't think is a good fit for The Legend of Zelda.
No, agreed.
So this is my fear. Is that he's gonna go in treating Link like a superhero.
Oh no! Fuck!
And that's what I meant about if it all comes down like if you've got to see who they cast as Link, because
Yeah.
who they cast as Link is going to give insight into what kind of character they are trying to make Link. And that's going to determine whether or not it's going to be good or bad. Because if they try to make Link some super grizzled soldier,
Yeah.
it's not going to work. It might be a good movie somehow, but it won't be a good Legend of Zelda movie, if that makes sense.
I'm looking up Twinkie actors real quick to see if there's anyone who would be really good.
No.
And the first one that came up was Timothy Chalamet.
If they cast a woman as Link, that would be like, it'd be like, you've got it. But,
Honestly? Alright, yeah, I'm down for that.
it's like, if they did that, it's like, great, you've got the spirit of Link.
They put
You're
Zac
not trying
Efron
to
on
make
this list.
him some sort of grizzled. I keep using the same words,
No,
but
I
like
gotcha.
you know what I mean when I say
Yeah.
that.
We don't want like Sylvester Stallone being Link. There's a few
And this-
people here. How do they put Brock as a twink? This is a bad list. Fuck this. Fuck off. Anyways. Yeah, the more I see this guy's like producing experience, the less comfortable I feel with this movie actually existing.
I mean, I don't want to like shoot anyone down. It's
Yeah.
just like, my man, do not make it like a superhero movie.
No, don't. Like,
you can't
mhm.
do that, and you're going to be tempted to. A very strong swordsman is here, and
Yeah.
he has to save the damsel in distress and fight monsters. You're going to want to make it
Yeah.
a superhero movie. Do not make it a superhero movie.
Yeah, it is.
Cause like here's the
Yeah.
thing also is like Link has always been like, you know, even in ones where he has some personality,
Yeah,
he's a silent protagonist. Like you're like the reason like they've always wanted you to project onto him.
yeah,
But when you make a movie, which
Mm-hmm.
is an experience that you sit your butt down to watch a story happen,
yeah,
you can't have a no one as a main character. Like, you can't have a shell as a main character. It
Yeah.
does not work.
no,
So, that is also a fear. Like, you. And it's not that they have, like, no personality. Like, take, like, Toon Link from Wind Waker. Very silly character. Take, like, the Link from Twilight Princess. Still silly. Can definitely be more serious.
yes,
You know? Like, if you go into that, like, there are personality traits to take from. But it is going to be difficult. And if he comes in saying it's Zelda time.
it's Zelda time. I will say this: the director is Wes
It's
Ball.
legend time.
The director is Wes Ball, and here is his extensive directing thing. The Maze Runner, The Maze Runner Scorched Trials, The Maze Runner Death Cure, and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. That's it.
Again, I don't know. I can use my frying pan as a drying pan.
I
Still.
know, right? That's one of my favorite ones.
I feel like we lost a viewer, and I'm sorry for that.
Get out of
Sorry,
here if you
hi-
don't want us to hear bullshit.
I had to make my feelings known. I have very strong opinions on Link. Also, if they make him right-handed, I will be mad. They already did that for Breath of the Wild, and I'm still mad about it to this day.
Yeah, don't blame you. I will say
this. If they
this.
make him right-handed, I will lose it.
You know who I will trust that has done? That was a waste of a jelly-filled donut. You know which big name director, producer I would trust this movie? I would trust Dave Filoni. And for those who don't know Dave Filoni did direct Avatar: The Last Airbender. He directed Star Wars: The Clone Wars. So he made Ahsoka and stuff. He directed, I think, the latest Ahsoka and Tales of the Jedi. He did a lot of Star Wars stuff. That's how I know him personally. I think Dave Filoni has a respect for, like, with his Avatar: The Last Airbender, like, stuff, has a respect for the actual content he's giving out as a director. And with the Star Wars stuff, you see he actually goes in and treats it seriously when translating it from 3D or live action to cartoons, and then from cartoons back to live action. So I would trust Dave Filoni. Wes Ball I would not trust, but Dave Filoni is definitely stuck in the Disney loop for a long time, if not the rest of his life.
I feel like when people are brought on to adapt something, they should be given like a quiz, like like, what are the general themes of this story? Discuss with a friend.
Yeah.
What does the fandom like? Obviously, don't base things straight off of fandom. That's gonna be a nightmare. But like, you know, it's like, what do fans actually like about this? Because like. Sorry, I could go on for ages, and we probably should play, but I have many thoughts about this.
If they're doing Breath of the Wild,
I've got to stop now, or I'll go another half hour.
If they're doing Breath of the Wild, which I think, like as we said, I think we'll do the Breath of the Wild setting, they need a twinky little shit to play Link. That's what they need. They need a twinky little shit to play Link. I think they could do well with a mute character who's expressive. But, you know, you could technically talk as Link, so they might give him, like, voice lines or whatever. That's fine. I also...
yeah, a lot of people headcanon Link as selectively mute.
Yeah.
Which I think is fun.
Yeah, that's valid. I think that's a good idea if they wanted to incorporate that. And I think that they're going to have to, like, be creative about how they express everything. And not only that, if they're gonna go down the classic 4 or 5 dungeons route, they need to do the exact opposite of what a lot of movies do and just cram everything into 3 hours. They need to find a way to give respect to the dungeons and respect that, and either make it like a noted trilogy and not just like that's the problem with movies, right? Like Rogue One was a fantastic movie because it had one premise. You got the plans, you got out. Zelda games are split between like 3 acts that are like several acts that are heavily changed. Go on.
I was like, I had an idea, but I was like, oh, I shouldn't interrupt. So
I'll finish
your thought is
like the first movie is Link is like Link's call to action. Second movie is when he ignored a boy. No,
right.
Go on.
All right. Here's the thing. I'm gonna shake it up. I'm gonna tell you what they should do.
Yeah. Okay.
Main character should not be Link. It should be Zelda.
Oh. Okay. Actually,
that fixes a lot of issues that you'd have adapting Link. You know, make Link there by all means. Give him his character story, but you know, like the games and everything, like you do have a lot of cutscenes with Zelda, and Zelda always has like a very strong personality.
Yep.
Well, not always, but like especially in recent games, tends to have a very strong personality. There's a lot of cutscenes actually where you find out what Zelda's up to in the background of stuff. Like Zelda and her relationship with her knight
Yeah.
be it romantic, platonic, whatever, would be an interesting movie. If they got it right.
Yeah. You know, I could say like, you know, I could dig that where it's like, I could dig that. It would be a very different movie.
It'd be a very
from
different
what people
movie,
would expect, and I think it'll be good.
Yeah, that's the thing is, all right, I could get behind that idea.
Yeah.
Actually, because like, I'm worried about the idea of adapting a game into a movie. If you like, actually make it, you know, The Legend of Zelda, it's about Zelda, like, that's enough of a twist that I think you'll be given more freedom to sort of do things differently without like failing expectations.
What if, now hear me out.
We're never gonna play Ace Attorney.
We're never playing Ace Attorney, that's it. What if during this movie, like we've literally been streaming for 20 minutes now, and all of it's been talking about Zelda.
Welcome to Legend of Zelda, two people talk about it.
Yeah. What if the movie, let's say they do the Breath of the Wild timeline, right? Let's say they make this movie based off Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. I think what would be an amazing movie would actually be Zelda's discovery, research, and work with the Sheikah artifacts and the Guardians.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. We have cutscenes that sort of lay out the thing, but like there's a lot you could fill in the gaps with, and there's a lot you could change, and like,
you don't even need to change it in all reality. All you need to do is you need to have this movie where Zelda goes between all the four kingdoms, you know, meeting the Gerudo, meeting the Goron.
And you're even set up for a sequel. It's
exactly.
perfect.
And not even that. The movie could end on the calamity itself, making the second movie Breath of the Wild and the third movie Tears of the Kingdom.
Trilogy.
Yeah, like I think that'd be really cool. So you had that first movie with Zelda understanding the Guardians, working with the Guardians, making them, and you still have Link there as a guard fighting against who are like the evil Sheikah again?
Oh, the Yiga.
The Yiga, fighting against the Yiga. And not only that, take a little bit, not a lot, of inspiration from Age of Calamity. And then you actually have like scenes that you could put has canonically happened, quote unquote, where there are fights in each of the different regions that Link has to be part of. You get your action there while you get your politics and your intrigue with Zelda, as well as your research and the understanding of what's happening with this Guardian technology, right? And if you want to include Tecco, the little egg boy, I would always appreciate little egg boy. He's so good.
We've cracked the case. Nintendo, hire us.
Please, Nintendo, just hire us. We got this. This is how you make the Legend of Zelda trilogy based off Breath of the Wild, and you make it right. Because here's the thing: you have Zelda's story. Sequel is Link's story. It's a story about desperation and a revival. And the third one is a split story, just how you have it in the game. You don't need to see every single thing Link does, because you know you can get snippets like Link's exploits.
You could even like very much like focus on like Zelda's perspective, and like just as she's like going into darkness, Link's there. Like it'll be great. It'll be dramatic and cool.
like the second movie could be all Link's. That's fine. Like that makes sense for Breath of the Wild, right? But the third movie being primarily Zelda's perspective, and then switching to Link for like small actiony parts, or more like a checkup on modern day Hyrule, because you've already played that, makes sense. So, like, I mean, you can't do much of Zelda in Breath of the Wild because it's just like, Link, I'm in a pod of goo.
Oh no! What you do, like, you could do like the time period in between the rebuilding of Hyrule as well. You could add in a little mini story into there, like there's room for an alternative threat in there.
You know what? That's fair.
And then you foreshadow the gloom and everything for your third movie finale.
It's such bullshit that they took Malice and renamed it Gloom. Fuck that. That still pisses me off to this day. That pisses me off. Like, it's fucking Malice. It's just stronger. Ugh. I should just make that its own video.
Drunk PowerPoint night. Well, you gotta do it sometime. We can make the perfect Zelda movie.
The perfect Zelda movie.
Perfect Zelda movie. Written in 20 minutes while drunk.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's
And then we compare it to the actual movie that comes out and see what's better.
That seems like a lot of fun, actually. Now we just have to wait 10 years for the movie to come out. And one of the things that pisses me off about what a lot of like movie theaters and video game things are doing, they're announcing a project 10 years down the line, and it's like, fuck off. Just don't tell us. Wait. All right, ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm wondering if I should actually stop the recording here and put this separately on. Now we actually play the game.
You could probably just like edit a clip.
Probably.
And put it on your YouTube. Type hot takes about Zelda movie.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think we were just informed that Gregson was done in by a pistol, and apparently it was our boy Van Zeeks. I did spell Van Zeeks right. Let's go. Oh wow, Mr. Fancy Pants.
Reading by candlelight.
I know, right? What a prick. There he is, Lord Van Zeeks behind bars.
I think they should have put running water around the cell. So it's true, he really was arrested, or that's what they want us to think.
It looks like he has keys in his pocket. He's gonna escape at any moment!
Is he behind the prison bars, or are we?
He's sitting with his back to the wall, reading something. I don't think he's noticed us. Lord Van Zeeks!
There's some garlic around the cell.
The despise of the film. Yeah,
just like...
Really, is it that fancy meeting you here? Like, did you expect us, like, the one defense attorney in all of the entire place in all of London to not meet the one person who needs defense? I know there's more than one defense attorney, but no one's gonna fucking touch Van Zeeks. Fancy meeting.
Unless they be drained of blood.
Unless they be drained of blood. Fancy meeting you here. The last place on Earth I'd like to be, with the last person on Earth I'd like to see. I could have very well not come. We heard what happened, that you, Inspector Gregson, was... Go home! This has nothing to do with you. What? Oh, are we gonna have to find out about his own DL6 incident, provide him proof, and then be like, now will you let me represent you, Edgeworth? They put garlic everywhere around the cell.
It does make a little bit of DL6, but that's because that was peak Ace Attorney storytelling, and now every Ace Attorney story has to try and mimic it a little bit.
Yeah. They put garlic around everywhere around the cell. And they put a small cup of blood outside of my reach.
Truly, this is the worst torture.
I heard the person they took the blood from had garlic bread before they took the blood from him. That would suck. Like, if you ever just like, listen, if you like garlic bread, you're vampire proof, baby. You're just fucking vampire proof if you like garlic bread. Or
maybe that's what vampires want you to think, so that you'll be extra tasty.
Yeah, maybe.
Things to consider.
Yeah, maybe when it's like their weakness is to garlic, it's more along the lines of, oh, my weakness, just like the chocolates.
Right? Oh no, please. Don't butter yourself up. I could never.
My cholesterol is rising. I think I pulled that on you once with a Dracula in a D&D campaign where y'all tried to make him like get garlic on him, or something, and it was like, oh, how'd you know garlic was my weakness? I love it to pieces. Which I got inspired by Taz to do, I'll be honest.
I don't remember that.
That was during one of the Halloween specials.
I don't remember.
When they met the second Dracula.
I don't remember it. Maybe I missed that one.
It was a live show. I don't know if you.
Then the probability that I missed it is quite high. I have listened to some of their live shows, but
yeah, the balanced live shows are top notch. But yeah, anyways. But
forgive me, Lord Van Zieks, but I must disagree.
No, I am the Van Zieks. You are a fake.
Inspector Gregson was very helpful to us on a number of occasions. We're indebted to him. At the very least, we owe it to him to find out the truth about his death. You must help us with our investigations, please.
An Ace Attorney investigation? Oh, is that a hint to the next release game? There's really nothing I can tell you. What were you just reading in your cell back there? Was it something related to the case? This. The Yar isn't quite so cavalier with his information as to share case details of a suspect. This is a letter from an old acquaintance. If it says Genshin on it, I'm gonna be pissed.
Oh, who might that be?
Someone you... Oh, fuck off. Oh, okay. Someone you know as it happens. Albert Hairbrain.
My boyfriend.
My boyfriend and lava. Long distance, of course. We send each other sweet nothings in the mail. What would Van Zieks writing a love letter sound like?
And so the lion fell in love with the lamb.
No! For those of you who are not in the know, that's a Twilight line. I don't know which book or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure it's like something like Edward Cullen speaking to Belle or something, right?
Yep.
Thank you. Oh, fuck. I primarily know my Twilight memes because of Elijah. I will say that, though. Of course, I keep forgetting they went to the same university. And I would like to read my correspondence in peace. So, let's get this over with, shall we? What is it you want to know? Strange. I mean, let's face it, Lord Van Zieks never minces his words. But they seem to have less bite than usual somehow. My feelings are hurt, Mr. Naruhodo. I have the ouchies in my heart.
No, ouchie is in Japan.
Can you tell us at least tell us your side of the story, Lord Van Zieks? What happened? I shot the man!
I just wanted a little nibble, but then...
But then I had to get the whole fountain! Boom! How much do you already know?
You know that the inspector was shot dead in a small rented room on Fresno Street.
And you were found there by the police when they arrived on the scene and immediately arrested.
We were told that there was nobody else in the room, and that some witnesses heard the gunshot.
Then you're well informed. And there's really nothing I can add. The truth is, I don't know what happened myself. I was drunk off the blood that Gregson let me drink from his hallowed neck.
In the sauce.
I was lost in the sauce of policeman. I forgot for this. What's this? Oh, I was lost in the sauce of Detective Gregson's hallowed neck.
They saw the blood all over me and would not believe me that it wasn't from the gun.
He pulls out a little handkerchief dabbed with blood and just taps his cheeks a little bit. But the gunshot! Obviously you didn't fire the gun, did you? I'm not in the habit of shooting the people I work alongside. I also heard the noise, however. Before I had a chance to investigate, I was apprehended by the arriving officers. He doesn't actually know what happened.
If I might ask, what were you doing in that place to begin with?
Guys, don't worry. He just dropped the gun and like shot off the elevator floor into.
The good news is you can't get someone on fingerprints here.
Damn it. That's a good point. But he wears gloves anyways. It's fine. Oh fuck! It would have been worse.
Anyway, but.
Oh yeah, his fingerprints are there because he wears gloves. Well, Mr. White, why does he wear gloves? Fuck. Yeah, right. Why does he wear gloves?
Edgeworth.
Yeah, I mean, I was acting as if it was in the modern day. So I got Phoenix and Knight in there. I got Phoenix the Judge and Edgeworth in there.
I mean, we do have Sholmes' skin prints, however.
However, you see one big Van Zeke skin print on his neck. Like
you zoom in and there's like a thumb, and you zoom in further, and instead of like the thumbprint lines, it's just little bats.
This stream, Zelda movie and vampire jokes. That's all you're getting this stream, guys. I don't need to answer that.
Oh. Well, I guess we can't help you then. Goodbye.
After all, you're not representing me. He's going to need a lawyer, though.
Come on.
Come on, we have a fresh pint of blood.
Come on.
Come here, boy. We got some blood for you. Just sign your name away on the defense line.
Got a nice dark cave for you.
A cat vampire. Who's going to be representing you in court, Lord Van Zeeks? Anyone other than you, I should imagine. You think anyone's gonna want to represent you, my dude? I'm sorry to hear. I'm sorry to say.
I mean, it's not like he couldn't hypothetically.
No, hypothetically, but
represent.
Yeah, but like, also not well. No, he wouldn't be able to investigate and shit. But also, I don't think there's a single fucking defense lawyer who would want to defend him. Like, they're gonna, if they get him off free, he's dead, and then they're blamed, you know, because of the Reaper of the Bailey. What if instead of the Baskerville Hounds, it's actually just the B was for Bailey? That's all I'm saying.
There's just a giant dog that you've walked by every day that hasn't been mentioned up until now.
Exactly.
And they're just like, oh look.
It's actually the bailiff's collar. B for bailiff at the Bailey.
It's actually Chief Inspector Toby.
It's actually his father.
Would I be right in assuming that you have no representation as yet?
That loser. Defense lawyers shy away from any trial involving the Reaper, as I'm sure you know. No, I don't. I've never done that. But this is different. In my career, of all the defendants I prosecuted, only 19 have been acquitted. Wow, then we've got like 7 of those. Of them, 16 subsequently died in mysterious circumstances. Questions will be asked now.
Surely not.
I assure you no defense lawyer will want to touch me with the end of a barge pole. They say that I'm a mean one. Mr. Grinch.
I was like, should I try and sing Mr. Naruhodo? I don't think it would flow well.
But you don't actually have anything to do with the people's deaths, did you? Yeah, you know, tomato. It's been 10 years now that I've been known as the Reaper of the Bailey.
That's not what we asked, but thank you.
Believe me, nobody wants to know the true identity of the killer more than I, however. It seems things may come to a head before they have the chance to uncover the truth about that. What if the killer, let's say the Reaper of the Bailey is a person, right? and not like some shadowy Illuminati organization. What if it's like one of the victims of the professor? Right? I'm trying to think. What reason? What if it's just actually? What if it's just assassin? What if it's just assassin? She's not dead yet. But no. But like, legitimately think about it, right? Ever since the beginning of the first game, the professor has been like subtly there through like the Reaper, right? This is all coming about. The whole Reaper or the Bailey thing sounds like it's going to be solved this case, in the next chapter or this chapter, because of the incidents with the professor. What if like a family member of the victim, maybe like, I don't know if like Baroque has like another brother or sister that's not Clint, or like a mom or a dad. You know, we've never seen any of those in Ace Attorney before, but assuming that they exist, right? What if it's like that case where like they watch Baroque's prosecutions, they believe Baroque is doing the most work he could do, and when the ones that are like guilty like escape, they kill them. And because of their connections with Van Zeeks, they like know who they are, where they are, and what they do.
Interesting thoughts.
Yeah, because like I'm just thinking to myself, it sounds like we're going to learn about who the killer is. It sounds like we're going to learn more about the professor. It sounds like we're like I theorized that maybe the professor was actually innocent. I don't know, but it sounds like we're going to learn a lot of things, and it's all contingent on the professor. They keep pushing back story-wise. 10 years ago this, 10 years ago that, the professor this, the professor that. Genshin Impact
Truly
this.
the DL6 of all cases.
Yeah, I know, right? So I'm just like, so the Reaper has to do something with this with the professor incident. That is a guarantee. What the Reaper has to do, I do not know yet. I just hope that Sholmes isn't like a bad guy. Like I could look at every character except for Iris and the main cast and see maybe they're in some grand conspiracy. And Gina, you know, I'm not gonna blame Gina, cause like maybe Sholmes is not a murderer, but maybe Sholmes hasn't investigated the Reaper for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like this sounds like a really big target he would love to hit up, but for some reason or another, he's not investigated the Reaper. Maybe because either Strongheart, which I still think I do not like Strongheart. He reminds me so much of Gant as we continue going on through this game. Maybe Strongheart has silenced him. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there was someone that Genshin was really close to. That, you know, is getting revenge for Genshin in some way. Maybe there's someone who's really close to Clint that's getting revenge for Clint in some way, or working for Van Zeeks without Van Zeeks knowing, essentially. I don't know. It's just there's a lot of thoughts I have in this rattled race car to the asphalt brain. Especially I've learned how to describe my brain. It's like when you see one of those Formula 1 cars that can't turn and its tires are just on the asphalt 24/7. Just imagine that. That's the best way to describe my brain. I cannot turn it.
Always going, huh?
What? It's always fucking going. Always turning, always spinning. Vroom. It seems things may come to a head before I have the chance to uncover the truth about that. What does he mean by that? My head will be chopped off, Mr. Naruhodo. After the trial, Professor Hairbrain was supposed to go straight back to Germany, I thought. It's a letter to inform me of his safe arrival at home. I arranged his passage by sea and rail. It's a relief, I must say. He should now be beyond the reaches of the Reaper.
Because the Reaper doesn't follow people abroad, you mean?
Yes, so it seems. Your astute little Nipponese friend, for example. He told me he was keeping well in Japan when I inquired the other day. Yeah, that's right. He's an orphan now, happily working in Tokyo.
So Professor Hairbrain is safely back in Germany now.
And you will ignore the fact that Gina Lestrade is still alive.
Well, if you'll remember, what was Gregson talking about?
I forgot.
In the other case, he said that he was going to be transferred to Paris, and he was thinking of taking Gina with him.
Because of that. All right, now I remember. Yep. Oh no. Both of the Reaper is heading to Gina, but had to get to Gregson first. Oh no. Oh no, Gina! So it appears our conversation has run dry, like the veins of Inspector Gregson. There was a 2-second silence, that's all. Well, in any event, if you'll excuse me now, I wouldn't like to detain you. I was wondering, Lord Van Zeeks, if you'd like, I'd be happy to advocate for you. Internal gasp. You trust me, do you? Yes. I've heard you speak many times in court. I've seen how you treat people. So I'm quite sure that you would never have taken another's life. It's just my feelings can't be used as evidence in a court of law, sadly. It's a very gracious offer, however. I trust no one!
I am an edgy boy.
I am so edgy, I put Edgeworth to shame. What? Not the police, not the judiciary, and not you Nipponese. But please! I have no intention of engaging your services. Only Albert Hairbrain. The chasm between us is just too deep and wide, it seems, filled with running water. I'd appreciate it if you don't visit ever again. And neither of us have to waste any more time.
Oh, you fool.
We'll be back in 10 minutes, Van Zeeks. Perhaps we need to dig deeper and find out more about Lord Van Zeeks and what happened to Inspector Gregson. Yeah, we'll see you in like 10 minutes, Van Zeeks.
Examine.
Okay, hold on.
Wait,
oh, wait, I can't.
Examine.
I can't.
Can't. No!
I literally cannot examine anything in this room.
No! I wanted to examine him.
I literally can't examine shit. That was wild. Oh, I can't wait to speak to him, Inspector Gregson, and for him to tell us what's happening here. This really is out of the way part of London. I doubt many people find their way down this back street. So this dusted and rented old room is where it happened then. Wait, why is he in a red wig?
So this is where poor Inspector Gregson lost his life.
I am really... Inspector Gregson was wearing a red wig. Do you see that red wig right next to the name Susato on there?
Mm-hmm.
This bastard was trying to get some cheap money. I love it. He wanted that much fish and chips, baby. No, that was Sholmes. No, Sholmes dyed his hair red. Sholmes dyed his hair red, then dyed his hair blue. Yeah, and blue. He was just like Penny from the new Pokemon game.
Or Ramona.
Ramona? Who's Ramona?
Her name's Ramona, right? From the what is it?
Scott Pilgrim.
Yes.
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. Yes, the police seem to be hard at work investigating, it seems. But where's Gregson? Oh. I don't see Mr. Sholmes anywhere, though. Oh, he's somewhere, don't worry. Perhaps his investigation has taken him elsewhere.
Boy, what do you think you're doing there? Every one of those drawers has got to be taken out so you can look underneath and all. I want the space above the ceiling checked, and don't forget to look inside the chimney stack too.
Dang, she is taking the authority lead here.
Blimey, ain't you ever gone over always looking for dough when the owners are out of town?
Gina's obviously got some unique investigative technique she wants everyone to adopt. The way of thievery. I mean, to be fucking fair, a thief would know best, wouldn't they?
right?
Oh my god, that's an expression.
Oh, so you turn up at last. Mind you, I ain't been here long myself.
Hello again, Gina.
Sholmes has only just left. You're lucky you missed that. He was prancing around in here, pointing at stuff and flicking that at of his, and then just scarpered.
Bastard.
Oh, he finished investigating already, you mean? Yeah, he didn't even stop to say nothing to no one, not even me.
Gina, would you mind if we investigated too?
Listen, Odo. You're a lawyer, right?
Yes, why?
Well, you're not thinking of trying to help that Reaper bloke, are you?
Oh! Poor Gina. She's never going to forget, is she? That trial will haunt her forever.
Gina, if you don't mind me saying, if Lord Van Zieks really is responsible for this crime, he will be duly and fairly judged in court. I suppose you're right, yeah. Go on then, Odo. Get investigating. I want to know the truth about what really happened to you.
Thank you, Gina. Alright, let's look at the truth. We look up the chimney stacks. An empty fireplace makes the room feel even colder than it would otherwise, doesn't it?
It's thick with dust. Look. I think it would be fair to say it hasn't been used in a very long time.
In other words, whoever lived in this room must have been extremely hardy in cold weather.
Or nobody lived here at all, and merely visited when the occasion arose. I wouldn't like to say which is more likely, but I shall.
No, that's right. It's just one or the other.
This looks like some sort of notice board or something.
Is this Gregson's like conspiracy office? Where he comes and hangs up things and uses like little red dotted lines to follow things around? That's really covered in scraps of paper.
Ah, Mr. Naruhodo, look.
This, you mean, it's an autopsy report, isn't it?
And these are case notes here, and details of prison inmates.
In fact, they're all some sort of documents that only a detective would normally acquire. This is his fucking... this is conspiracy room. What on earth is this room?
Some old newspaper cuttings. Ah, and this one here.
Oh, yes, the advertisement you mean. To the Red-Headed League. But why? What is that doing here?
Whoever occupied this room was clearly interested in it for some reason.
Does Detective Gregson think the Red-Headed League is part of the Reaper story?
Oh, it's a photograph stand. I suppose it must be a picture of one of the Inspector Gregson's family members. Ah!
Does he look like my dear wife or some shit like that? What's the matter? Your eyes look like they're about to pop out of your head.
They are. Look, Mr. Naruhodo, quickly, before Gina takes it away.
Oh shit! Really? Her? Forgot her name. Why do I feel like this one was familiar from her?
Evie Vigil, I think?
Yeah, Evie Vigil, thank you.
Of course she's familiar. We met her only this morning.
Ah, it's Miss Vigil! Mrs. Vigil.
This makes no sense. Why would there be a picture of Mrs. Vigil in here?
I misread that as official, and I'm like, it's not Genshin. To be frank, I don't think I've ever been more stumped.
I'm sorry to say, I have no idea either.
I'm a youngest phone. What if Gregson and Mrs. Vigil had a spicy romance? What if Gregson, timeout. What if Gregson, his former job was working at the prison, right? And he went as Mr. Vigil. But here's the thing, right? Didn't work out. So he became part of the Red-Headed League with a wig, right? And then Mrs. Vigil's like, oh yeah, my beautiful red-headed husband. I love him to bits, right? Wait, no, but the picture...
Yeah, you know what the husband looks like.
Yeah, okay, never mind. That just... That can't be Gregson.
Tell me how that looks like Gregson.
Listen, I was making an idea. I blue truthed it, you red truthed me, we're good, okay? I'm raw.
Although with your eyes and your tendency to see things, I can see how you might think that that's Gregson.
Damn, that's brutal. Fucking brutal, Katie. I don't think I've ever been more called out in my 30 years of life. I can think of 1 or 2 more times, and all of them are very similar. Sorry, sir, can't see a thing, sir. Too many tears, sir. Right, perhaps I'd better leave you to your work then. It's a gun. This is presumably the murder weapon then.
Oh my. It is real, I suppose.
I am gonna take a picture of this gun. I am gonna take a picture of this gun, and I'm gonna send it to my gun friend to see if this is an accurate gun for the time period. I think so. Guns are so rare in Japan. I really know very little about them. You're so lucky.
There's only one way to know for sure, Mr. Naruhodo.
No!
Fire a shot.
No! If I did that, I'd be looking for a skilled lawyer to represent me in court. So I think we just ask someone who might know, I think.
It is fun to see the brain cell ping pong between these two.
They very rarely have a full brain cell for long. Court record. Okay, so... Alright, I'm gonna take a picture of this and I'm gonna send it to my friend. I want to see if this is an accurate weapon to 1902. Let me find him real quick. Is he online? He is online.
I probably shouldn't sing. That's probably not good audio.
Please do sing. Go for it.
The music's just so catchy.
It's not sending over. What the fuck? Wait, hold on. I'm gonna save the picture. I'm gonna send it then. Sorry, pic didn't send. Why did he send this back? No, okay. I cannot repeat what he just told me.
Wild.
Yeah, I can repeat a lot of things. I cannot repeat that.
Interesting. Well, let's move on then.
I'm sending him the picture still.
Oh yeah, so how's your Honkai grinding for that one character going?
Hold on. I'm gonna try refreshing Facebook now. The one thing I use Facebook for is to get obscure gun facts. It's going pretty okay. I'm definitely like... It's fine. There we go. Alright. So yeah. So here's the gun. We'll find out if it is in fact accurate to the period. So we'll find out. I suppose this must have been the murder weapon.
Oh my. It is real, I suppose.
I think so. Guns are rare in Japan. I really know very little about
Is this the same dialogue?
I guess.
Oh no.
Oh, I think I have to present it to Gina. I think that's I'm gonna have to present this to Gina.
Maybe.
Present her the gun. See what she knows about it. Gina, what do you make of this?
What is that? Evidence? Work something out about what happened, have you?
Oh, not exactly.
I ain't been long enough in the job to get all this deducting business yet. Oh, I swear, I'm gonna find the person who did this to the boss. One day I'll have a consistent Cockney accent.
Okay, so she doesn't know anything about guns.
Did you present the gun or a newspaper?
I presented the gun.
Oh. I thought you presented a newspaper, but I probably just saw it wrong.
Oh, so okay, so we have
Ooh, what's this?
So we do have a answer from him. That's a so I was like, hey, if you know anything about this, he goes, that's a Webley revolver. It's a top break, which means that when you open this sort of thing, it snaps out and ejects the entire cartridge. Instead of replacing one bullet at a time, you have cartridges of bullets so that you'll break it and you open it. God damn, they were accurate with their guns here, huh? All right, what's this?
It would appear to be a little model policeman. It's rather charming, isn't it, in a way?
Seeing as it's on the floor here, do you think it belonged to Inspector Gregson?
It's a little hard to imagine Lord Benzique's playing with something like this.
Well, and seeing him as tall, it could have fallen out of someone's pocket, I suppose. I think we should record as evidence, just in case.
Yes, I agree. It is rather delightful, after all, in a way.
Alright, let's look at that. After we get the wig. I want to look at everything after we get the wig. Ever since we came here, I can't take my eyes off this thing.
Oh, funnily enough, neither can I.
It's a hairpiece, isn't it?
It is. A bright red hairpiece.
And I feel that fact is right there where the body was found, means we have to accept that Inspector Gregson wore wigs, didn't he?
And in such a flame-colored red, too.
Yeah, that's the color we've come across recently elsewhere, isn't it?
Exactly. This is a vital clue, I'm sure of it.
Well, we're gonna take a look at that wig. Ooh. So suppose this is where the victim...
That's right. The rope is laid around the body to show exactly how it was found.
Poor Inspector Gregson himself has already been taken away. Would probably be under Dr. Sai's scalpel by now, if not for what happened last week.
From the shape of the rope, it would appear that the inspector was curled up in a ball. Are you feeling all right, Mr. Naruhodo? You look like you've just seen a ghost.
No, my descendant's friends is gonna see ghosts, not me. Anyways, I know it's just a rope, but it conjures up quite a bit of terrifying images, all. Just the blood stain next to it.
Oh, I do understand. In some ways, what we picture in our minds can be even worse than reality.
Susato's so strong, though. She's taking this far better than I am. I got some more messages. Hold on. Okay. So, this is a Webley revolver. It's top break, which means that the whole thing snaps open to eject the entire cartridge. The little ring on the... Oh, let me get the weapon up real quick again. The little ring... Fuck, my throat. The ring on the bottom of the grip is a nice detail. It was a lanyard ring. It was a lanyard ring because they were concerned with dropping the gun while running through the battlefield. It would keep it from getting lost. It would be tied to their belt or to a holster. Very period accurate. This was the 1900 to 1950 British revolver. It's probably a Mark IV, but that part is a little dependent on the things that they made generic.
See, can you like open up the actual thing if you rotate it?
Let's try. Let's see. Is there anything else I can work with here?
Like rotate it to the side and see if you could no, I guess not.
Yeah. I don't think we could open it, unfortunately.
Send him the top view, see if it changes.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Send him the top and the bottom.
And I don't know if muzzle shot would help either.
Yeah. I've been
I have no idea about
send a top and bottom and muzzle view. 1 sec.
Just out of curiosity, if it will help identify anything. We want to see how really accurate this thing is.
Yeah, we want to see how period accurate it is. I'll get it. Give me a second. I pressed the wrong button. Listen, okay? And then we got a muzzle shot. I'm not gonna make it the point right at him because that might be like a little less of coverage, so it's gonna be like to the side.
Watch, he just comes back, he's like, I know the exact, like,
I have the serial number for this thing! a Webley revolver Mark IV. Webley revolver, potentially Mark IV. Thanks for living for it, bud. We love the education. That's really cool. The fact that he's just like, yeah, so I know guns well enough to basically be like, this is a specific gun, a specific make, a specific model. And he's gonna come back with the fucking, he's not gonna come back with the actual, like, serial number. But it is just cool that it's just like, yeah, this is a Webley Mark IV from the UK. This is the classic British gun used up to the 50s. And here's how it works. Here's how you do things with it, and you can do X, Y, Z. Yeah. Oh my God. Almost like a nutcracker. You haven't anything out of place. Is that so? That makes me feel like something's out of place here. Can't find anything out of place. Oh, you sent an answer about the side and back view. Thanks. Oh, thanks. No. Oh. What is out of place? The fact that he said there's nothing out of place here makes me feel like there's something out of place. Oh, here we go.
The helmet of this charming policeman appears to be a little worse for wear.
I'm not convinced about the charming part, but yes, you're right. The head part looks like it's been fairly heavily manhandled. Almost as if somebody has enjoyed twisting it around and around for fun. Should we twist it? Shall we try twisting it around too for fun? Oh my God. What's that?
It appears to be some sort of key.
Oh, I thought it was a knife. I was gonna be like, hey, is this a period accurate knife, by the way? But it's tiny though. It could be a key for the door, not that size. So what is it for? I wonder. Oh, that's a tiny fucking key. Are you sure that's not a gun? That's a hole? He goes, he says, although I'm not sure about this game version, the real-life revolver was double action only, which means that pulling the trigger is a little harder, but it both cocks the hammer and drops the hammer. A single action would mean that you use your thumb to cock. Ah. Yeah, he's like, I don't know if you're shooting it, but like, I'm like, no, we're not shooting it. We're just lawyers investigating crime in the UK. This is some sort of key.
Yes, it does. A very tiny and simple key.
What's a little key doing inside the figurine of a policeman coming right out of his ass, too? I'm gonna say that. like this dude has it just coming straight out of his ass. And what's it for? So we had to find something in this room that's locked, in my personal opinion. Excuse me. If you're looking down on us from the great beyond, Inspector, don't worry. We'll look after things in the yard. Interrupted some deep thoughts there. Try to look at that. This looks like any minis a little bit, or mini miny or whatever. Almost looks like them a little bit. Okay, just because they have red hair. Well, he's wondering what the underside of a hairpiece looks like.
That doesn't surprise me at all, Mr. Naruhodo. You always want to see what lies beneath, don't you?
I'm not sure that's quite how I'd put it. She's saying he's gay. You must have a lot of bird lime. What? You're putting your head. What's bird lime? Does not get blown off by the gust of wind, I mean.
That might be a little inconvenient when you want to take it off again, don't you think? I'm guessing it's some sort of adhesive, but
yeah,
no idea.
Let's see. I want to take a look at this candelabra. I feel like there's a keyhole in here. The top of one of the candles is a holder, has it been completely blown off.
Yes, there's wax splattered on the wall behind. Look.
I suppose if a bullet had hit it.
It does seem likely that the bullet hit the candle, having first passed through the inspector's body.
Ooh. Now that wax on the wall looks like blood to me. Can we inspect this too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Where's the keyhole on this fucker? There's no keyhole on this fucker. Ah, there's some black marks here, look!
Yes, they look like some sort of scorch marks.
Perhaps the bullet struck the candle here, do you think? Only the one candle's been cracked in half, it seems.
Yes, I think you might be right. Firearms are rarely used by criminals in Japan, so I'm afraid I'm not particularly knowledgeable about them.
Where is the keyhole? There has to be a keyhole somewhere around here. Where else would the keyhole be? Not on here, apparently. There has to be. There has to be. Not there, though. Wait, hold on. Nope. Okay, maybe there's a keyhole in the back of the print here or something. So he said that if you were in like an IRL thing, those details that he gave could be useful in the crime setting, but probably not the video game. They probably didn't go too in depth there.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're not going to be expected to determine the make and model.
Yeah.
They will tell us if it's important.
Yeah, for sure. I just appreciate that they use like period accurate like gun.
Oh yeah, very good.
I think that's really cool. Somebody's had half of nailed these boards over the broken glass, haven't they? You couldn't even call it a window anymore.
Well, if you remember the window in Mr. Natsume's room, that was totally blocked up with bricks.
Oof.
This one does at least still let in some light.
You could say nothing more about it. I'm starting to feel even more sorry for Mr. Natsume now. A radiator in here? There's a radiator in here. That's weird. Can I look at these drawers? I cannot look at these drawers. Can I look at the lamp? I cannot look at the lamp. Alright, let's converse with Gina. Gina, what was Inspector Gregson doing here in the first place?
That's what I want to know. It's what? Half a year since I got out of the kink.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I decided to give up me diving and become a detective instead.
Oh yes, Mr. Sholmes twisted the inspector's arm to agree to take you on as an apprentice, didn't he?
Something like that, I think. Anyway, the point is, I didn't know much about the boss till then. Well, turns out, he's a bit of a legend at the yard.
Oh shit, really? I thought he was just a little bit of a silly fish and chips loving man.
Goodness, really? They say he managed to solve some really tricky case, just like that.
He did?
Yep. And ever since then, he started going out on all sorts of investigations, but always on his own. No one else at the yard even knows what after cases he's working on are, apparently.
That's sketchy as shit. That's not how it's supposed to work, is it? So what's the legendary inspector doing in a dingy little room like this? I feel like he's inspecting the... I feel like he's literally investigating the Reaper.
Well, I know he had a lot of respect for the Reaper and all, and look where that landed him.
Respect for the Reaper? In what way?
I heard him say as much. I take my hat off to that fella, were his words.
Not how the general public feels, is it? Most people are terrified of the Reaper.
Yeah, the boss said that's exactly why he respected the bloke.
Didn't realize Gregson held the Reaper in such high regard.
He said something else to me and all. That I didn't need to worry about the Reaper, cause he only goes after people what are bad. It did kind of set my mind at ease when he said that.
Right. Fair enough. What is this place then? Does anyone live here?
Apparently, it's being rented by some cove called Hugh Bone.
Okay. This feels like a huge ass. Like, is anyone named Hugh Jazz? You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
Like Hugh Jazz.
Or is it Hugh Boone? Hugh Boone? Hugh Bone? I don't know.
Now you're just like, I don't want to say huge bone anymore. Hugh Boone.
Hugh Boone.
It's sort of here today, gone tomorrow name, isn't it?
Yeah. He's what we call an unidentified person. We haven't been able to get in touch with him.
You know what his name probably is? Inspector Gregson. He doesn't have a first name. His first name is Inspector, actually.
Tobias Gregson is his name, actually.
Actually, his Tobias is his middle name. Respect the first name of Inspector. It's Inspector Tobias Gregson. Tobias is his middle name. I see. Well, judging from appearances, I'd have to say this place hasn't been lived in for a very long time, if ever.
Right? All the lads from the yard piled down to get stuck into the investigation. But there's so little here, no one knew what to do with themselves. I do wonder.
Yes, Mr. Sato?
Well, could it be that this Hugh Boone is in fact Inspector Gregson himself?
What? How could that be?
Well, if he was investigating on his own, it's quite possible that this was in fact some sort of secret office of his.
I'd never even consider that.
Nice work, Suze. We're actually following a line of inquiry like that ourselves.
You are?
if you look around the room, you'll see there's a few things that hint at it.
I think we're supposed to talk to you first, and then investigate.
I see that's where the poor inspector was found, over there. Yeah, that's right. They said it was a single bullet what did him in. Apparently, the bullet went right through him and struck that candle tree on the wall.
It's been blowing out one of the candles that people apart.
And the gun used there is on the floor. It's the Reaper's, isn't it? No denying that.
What? Really?
How do you know that? Take it easy. Wait, I don't know what to do with myself when you stare at me with them big wide eyes. Stop looking at me with those big old eyes. I'm only saying what I've heard. I don't know much about guns myself. But there's some bigwig lawman or whatever who said so. Why don't you ask him?
Bigwig lawman, is it?
Anyway, Fresno Street runs long under that window there. There were some street sellers just outside who heard the gunshot. Oh, but I don't recall seeing anybody outside. Yeah, they've all been taken down to the yard for some questioning, that's why. We're talking about the yard's legendary inspector here, after all. They'll be getting a grilling.
Think we might be able to speak with those street sellers ourselves?
I doubt it. The lads at the yard will want to know what you're snooping for, and you'll be up for a grilling and all.
So we can't intervene with the witnesses then. Shame. The prosecution gets to do that. Did I miss anything here? I'm gonna go literally through the entire room, see if I see anything new. Wait. No, there's a change. What? Excuse me. Oh, Inspector. Oh, sir. Poor man, he can't possibly be able to focus on investigating when he's so upset. Some law bigwig. I think we got to talk to the only other law bigwig I can think of is the jailer guy.
A classic technique.
Yeah, I know, right? It's always useful, no matter which game you play. Oh, he's gone. Never mind then. Well, we can investigate now. Oh, look, we have an opportunity here now while the governor's away.
Mr. Naruhodo, you could be imprisoned if you were caught.
If I am caught. That's a good point. Fuck! Perhaps not then. God damn it. I mean, he has guns. What if he's the murderer? That's all I'm saying. What if he's the Reaper? What if the Stradivarius knows about guns? Oh, bigwig. Yeah, fair enough. Strong heart.
I was like, he'll get it.
yeah, he'll get it. He'll look through though. He's strong heart.
Only so many places to go.
Yeah, for now. You've made it. Good time.
It's not me. Take a guess.
It's Kazuma. I took an express train back to London. I can hear Lord Strongheart, can you?
Yes, it sounds as though he's talking to someone.
Yeah! He should not have that sword. Fuck off. You should only have one sword. I do not trust him with the other one. Is everything in place? What do you mean, question marks? Fuck off.
Who could it be?
I had a private compartment on the train.
Someone comes out of the knight statue and we're talking the whole time.
So I can check all the paperwork. It's...
Kazuma-sama.
Ah, your timing is impeccable. It is?
Those poor birds getting startled all the damn
Every
time.
time. No doubt you've heard the sickening news about the Reaper's latest devilry. Yeah.
I'm sure you don't believe it, of course, though, Lord Strongheart.
What if Lord Strongheart murdered Tobias to get revenge on the Van Zeeks for allowing them to imprison Scythe and getting the national secret out? That's it. Nope, just clicked. Strongheart, because he was basically saying before that the Reaper has nothing to do with Van Zeeks. Now he's saying he does. Strongheart set up Van Zeeks.
That Lord Van Zeeks could have done such a thing to Inspector Gregson.
I believe only in the facts, and the facts in this case point to the one thing. The unavoidable accusal of Lord Van Zeeks for his crime. We must bring charges against the Reaper for taking the life of our legendary detective.
Oh no, surely not.
It's a truly regrettable situation. Tomorrow, the Forensic Science Symposium finally begins. At the very least, though, we can show the world our justice system's swift and equitable process. Does that mean the trial is tomorrow? Precisely. In fact, this is a fine opportunity for the introductions.
Hello, meet Kazuma.
Kazuma. Sorry, I sneezed real big. I'll have to sneeze again, so give me a second. But of course, you're already acquainted, aren't you? Mr. Asogi will be present at tomorrow's proceedings, leading the prosecution. Wait. What? Kazuma? Yeah, I called that. I'm sure you're aware he's a very capable practicer of law.
Kazuma-sama, a prosecutor?
See, this reads very badly.
I'm looking at his stupid belt.
Yeah, it is pretty fucking stupid. Holy shit. Yeah, that's pretty fucking stupid.
I want to make a joke, but I don't think it's appropriate.
Do it. Fucking do it, coward.
Off stream.
See, I would have made the dick joke about it. Like, X marks the spot. That's all I'm gonna say.
I was going more along the lines of Naruhodo. This is my chastity belt.
Amazing.
Obviously, I don't know what they look like very well. I was just like, why?
Don't worry, I'll send you the picture of the one I have. I'm kidding, everyone. I am fucking kidding. I want that to be on the record.
I appreciate you digging yourself in the deeper hole so that I'm forgotten about.
Yeah. You're welcome. I got you. I'm sure you can imagine that tomorrow's trial will be closely followed all over London. In fact, people all over the Empire will be watching closely to see how it unfolds. There's no salvation for anyone in a trial prosecuted by the Reaper of the Bailey, and now the Reaper himself must stand in the dock. Quite so! The public wants answers about the Reaper. Answers about how and why those who escaped conviction subsequently died mysterious deaths. It's you.
The Lord Van Zeeks firmly denies any involvement in such matters.
And there have been thorough investigations that have proven him to be innocent. That's certainly true. Or it has been, at least until now.
Oh.
No, tomorrow's trial will mark the start of a new chapter in our country's great judicial history. So Cosmo will be prosecuting tomorrow. That's right.
But he's a defense lawyer, Lord Strongheart.
Accomplished young law professors cannot pick and choose their roles.
They can, actually.
Yeah, they can.
They can choose to be either a prosecutor or a defense lawyer, I feel.
And imagine what it will mean if the prosecution to know the strategies commonly employed by defense. If this guy isn't the ancestor of Von Karma, I don't know who is. You know what I'm saying? I know he's not, but like that.
So there's twice in all the series. I think it's all the series, unless I'm forgetting something in investigations, which is possible. Well, no, investigations technically go against a defense attorney at one point, I think, for a little bit, but that aside, like, as like a defense attorney yourself, you go against someone who has been or is a defense attorney like twice in the whole series.
So that would be Godot and Cosmo.
I wasn't counting Godot, actually. So 3 times.
3 times, okay.
I forgot about Godot. He was blocked from my memory.
And his smooth jazz was taken out of your memory?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, like, it is always fun to, like, see them, like, because it's so funny when they just, like, do the bullshittery of what is defense lawyers in this universe. Because then you have to face the bullshittery and you're like, oh, no!
Fuck this shit.
They're doing a turnabout, help me!
Oh my god, Kazuma. I want that sword back for you, Kazuma. You do not deserve it right now. I feel like, look at your entire demeanor. He has changed. I do not like this. The boy needs therapy.
He needs a gentle wind blowing back his bangs.
His bangs are still. He's lost the spirit of justice. He's lost.
No, that's in the 4th game. Oh wait, no. Actually, that's the name of like the 6th game. What?
Yeah, I got what you're getting at. All I'm saying is that there is no wind of justice blowing at Kazuma's body right now that's gently letting his hair flow around and his headband. Or now his kerchief. So therefore he is not like blessed by the gods of justice. He's now turned evil. A devastating culmination, wouldn't you agree? Absolutely. I have no doubt at all that Cosmo will be razor sharp as a prosecutor.
But why Kazuma-sama? There are surely many other why Kazuma-sama? There are surely many other highly skilled prosecutors in Great Britain.
I was a personal request. I asked to be assigned to the trial. You asked for this, but why?
I wanted to show you my big rippling muscles.
It'll all become clear tomorrow. I'm guessing you intend to stand for the defense, don't you? Although, the Reaper appears to be turning down all offers of representation.
I'm surprised such a personal request would have been upheld.
He really hates the Reaper, I do not know why. Oh, well,
it seems
yeah.
Unprecedented. Quite exceptional, in fact.
You are quite right, Miss Mikotowa. Tomorrow's trial will be unprecedented and exceptional in every way. After all, the accused is one of Britain's greatest prosecutors, the pride of the Empire. It would be unwise to give public the reason to perceive the judiciary closing ranks. That's why you're happy to let a foreigner handle the prosecution. Ryunosuke, let's see how your skills have been honed. After practicing law in this land for many months. You don't deserve that sword. Kazuma, I don't understand why you're being so hostile towards me now. This isn't going to end well, my friend. You don't deserve that sword.
It's his sword!
He doesn't deserve... No, stop. Okay. Let me talk.
I know what you're saying because I felt similarly, but it's very funny for you to be like, he doesn't deserve it when it's his sword. Like I know what you're saying because I felt a similar sense of unease when I was playing. But it's also just very funny where it's like his own sword. And it's just like, you don't deserve it. I took it when you died. It's mine now.
No, it's not even
I
that.
know what you mean.
I
know what you mean, but it's just very funny.
I'm so mad at him. I'm so mad at Kazuma. Because...
He had amnesia. Be gentle.
No, listen. Amnesia aside. Okay, he's had amnesia. He came here with a plan that he's unwilling to tell us from when we first started. And here's the thing. His plans obviously relate to his father, Genshin, right?
Genshin Impact, yes.
Genshin Impact, yes.
He's here to implant gotcha
exactly.
into the UK.
He is here to avenge his father somehow. That is very clearly obvious. I don't know why he's focusing on Van Zieks, but he has a clear vendetta against Van Zieks specifically. Specifically, Van Zieks. And I do not know why. Probably because it was Clint Van Zieks who was killed. Maybe he blames Von Karma for that. Somehow. Sorry, Van Zieks for that somehow. But his entire demeanor of well-adjusted, kind-hearted, and like well-meaning defense attorney has taken a change to the Edgeworth view, right? He has become Edgeworth when Edgeworth was first introduced to law by Von Karma. 100%. He is not a Sogi. He's not Cosmo Sogi.
He even has a cravat to drive home his Edgeworthification.
I'm going to say this. It's also the exact opposite colors of Edward. White on the outside, red on the inside. Edgeworth was red on the inside. Red on the outside, red on the inside.
We're all red on the inside.
We are all red on the inside. But that's all I'm saying is he does not deserve that sword. I know you know why, but I am extremely... I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in Kazuma. I'm not
angry
mad
at my son.
I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. We raised him to be such a good defense attorney. Oh yes, there's a gun at the scene of the inspector's death. Do you know if it belongs to Lord Van Zieks? That would be a question for the lead detective investigating the scene. Well, the thing is, she wasn't sure. She told me I should ask somebody higher up who might know.
That's right, Mr. Naruhodo. Be direct.
It's certainly a model that's issued to all personnel involved in law enforcement, yes, which includes prosecutors as well as you can sure imagine.
In that case, it could actually have belonged to the victim.
No, Gregson had his gun on this person. What about Lord Van Zieks? He claimed it's currently not in his possession. What? According to the story, he lost it. In short, it's more than a little suspicious.
But just because the gun in question is the same type as the defendant's is no proof that it's actually his.
No, of course not. Nevertheless, the situation is grave for Lord Van Zieks.
Babe, why are you so cranky?
Why are you so hangry? Do you need a Snickers? I'm sorry for the worry I've caused you, but it'll be all right now. Has your memory completely returned? Yes, completely. I've just decided to be a fucking asshole and lose... No! No, you don't deserve this song right now. No, take this song off. Get this song off. No, you don't deserve this song.
It's our friend, he's back.
Bullshit, he's back.
Our friend is back, and he's himself, and he's back.
He's possessed by the...
He's our friend, and he's back.
He's possessed by the same devil that possesses Von Karma.
I'm so happy
He is possessed by the same devil that possesses Von Karma. That's
Look
all
at
I'm
his
saying.
happy face. Look at how happy he is to see us. He's our friend.
He's possessed by the same devil that possessed Von Karma. If anything's gonna make me believe in God and angels and ghosts, it's the fact that Cosmo has turned to the dark side. Yes, completely. I remember everything, including what I was coming here to do. Right.
Kazuma-sama, I can't tell you how happy I am to see you alive and well like this. But how did you come to be here in London when you're suffering from amnesia?
It was the voice. This past year, I've been hearing it in my head constantly. Possessed by the devil, see? He's literally possessed by the devil. Saying the same thing over and over again. Go to London. That's where your destiny awaits. It was that voice that guided me here to London.
I'm so sorry for what has happened.
Anyway, my memory might have returned to me. But there's something that won't return to the way it was before. What do you mean? I'm a prosecutor now, so I'm sure our paths will cross again very soon.
Now that trauma has gotten to him.
Doesn't look like we're gonna glean much more here. Well, thank you very much, Lord Strongheart. Remember, tomorrow's trial will go down in our Empire's history. There's much you could learn from the public gallery. Oh shit. He doesn't want... Sorry not taking up so much of your time. We'll see ourselves out. Hold it. What? Before you go, Ryunosuke. Oh, what is it? Kazuma. Give me that fucking sword back. I just wanted to thank you.
Kazuma-sama, what?
You took my determination to heart and brought it with you to over the ocean in my stead. And you carried out my role to perfection.
You always were intent on studying British law in order to change our own justice system. It was your dream, and Mr. Naruhodo didn't want that to die with you.
And now I'm about to sully that dream. And I have another purpose for coming here.
Oh.
I will kill Van Zieks. I actually have a favor to ask. Which is? This trial will be prosecuting tomorrow. I'd like you to be there to see how it ends. Right in front of me. As the defense counsel. Why? What's this all about? I know you have what it takes. What? Lord Van Zieks would never put his fate in my hands. On the contrary, he recognizes your talent. Does? It's not easy to see behind the facade sometimes. Here, have a look at this. So, there's Clint, there's Gregson, and there is Baroque. That's
Lord Van Zieks and Inspector Gregson.
It looks like they took one of Van Zieks' other designs and made it Clint. Because Clint's design really reminds me of one of the other like Van Zieks proto designs we talked about a few episodes ago.
I already forget that.
And the photograph.
I just remembered that we vastly disagreed.
Yeah. Oh my god, he looks so forced to smile. Who's the third person?
Well, you have to remember, they had to stay really still for these kinds of photographs.
Yeah.
Gregson especially, having to have his eyes closed and all that.
Yeah. It was displayed very prominently in the detective's office. In Gregson's office, you mean? Yes. What I'm trying to say is, if you really think you can trust the Reaper, you might find that some straight talking makes him take a different view. Take it. Maybe you're not as dishonorable as I assumed, but I still don't like what you're going through. I don't understand. Why are you giving me this? Just hurry, Rinosuke. Visiting hours at the prison are almost over. What are you doing, Kazuma? Fuck you! I told you not to come here!
Van Zeeks, we have your trauma photo.
What Van Zeeks is still reading that letter?
Let us defend you now.
Yeah.
We've gone quite some time, though.
He's an incredibly slow reader, or it's an incredibly long letter. I might even be able to read English faster than he can. I was intending to ignore you entirely. But I can't turn a deaf ear to such an insulting Nipponese. Oh, sorry, I didn't think you hear that. I had the case notes brought to me in secret. I was reading them to pass the time.
Who the fuck?
Yeah, right?
Yes, we heard that your trial is set for tomorrow.
Which is none of your business. Have you found a lawyer? How many times will they reiterate the same thing? This has nothing to do with you. In other words, no.
We were just talking to Lord Strongheart, and the prosecutor for your trial has been decided.
I'd expect nothing less, though I have no idea who it is. It's gonna be Kazuma Asogi. Asogi. That made the color drain from his face. Well then, it seems I'm going to have to engage in conversation with you again after all. Years ago, my older brother, who was the director of prosecution at the time, was murdered. And the killer, as you know, was a visiting student from the Far East. Not a single day goes by where I don't curse the name Asogi.
Genshin Asogi was Kazuma-sama's father.
So what cruel twist of fate is this now, 10 years later? The man's son is to crucify me in some kangaroo court. I don't understand why Lord Strongheart apprenticed Kazuma to you. But he does. No doubt he knew of the young man's true identity from the outset.
But what could he have been hoping to achieve?
Let's not forget that it was only 8 days ago that Kazuma recovered from his amnesia. Why would Lord Strongheart assign the trial to somebody like that? Asogi. That name is the very epitome of my bane. The bane that is you Nipponese. Right, you're hated for all of us Japanese. Yada yada yada, racist prick. Okay. Okay. I'd only just be appointed as prosecutor when it happened 10 years ago. My brother Clint, the director of prosecutions, was hunting down a mass murderer. A so-called professor. Assigned to the investigation as his partner was a certain visiting student dispatched from the Scotland Yard. And that was Genshin Asogi? Exactly. I developed a deep respect for the man. He seemed noble-minded and chivalrous in the extreme to me. But none of us saw the true nature of the man. So I lost everything when it happened. My esteemed brother, the people I believed in. Any semblance of the right prevailing over the wrong.
Oh, how awful.
To avenge my brother, I prosecuted in Asogi's trial. It wouldn't ordinarily have been allowed, but I believed the ascribed prosecutor until he consented.
What do you mean by the ascribed prosecutor?
The man in charge of the professor case inquiry. Lord Mayor Strongheart. Wait, what? Lord Strongheart? He was a highly accomplished prosecutor, but he agreed to relinquish the trial to me and act as my advisor instead. Yeah, Strongheart's the murderer. I feel like literally everything. I feel like we're gonna find out Strongheart was actually the professor. I'm putting it right now. Strongheart's the professor. Genshin was innocent. Yeah, there we go. Since that time, he was the one present for whom I felt indebted.
I'm sure he must have seen your zeal for the case and recognized your potential as a prosecutor.
Anyway, time passed, but then early this year, who should arrive in London but you?
Ah.
And of all things, as a lawyer. I felt your animosity the first time I ever faced you in the courtroom. Your obvious deep loathing of us Japanese. I kept telling myself it was illogical. But for so many years that hatred had festered inside me. I could no longer control it. And I can understand why, now I know the history. But
at least he acknowledges that, like, yeah, I'm wrong for feeling this way.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah.
The bare fucking minimum.
It's the first step.
Yeah. It's recognizing a problem to, like, fix a problem. But in the same way I felt the Nipponese to be the bane of my life. To Kazuma Sogi, I am the bane of his. The Reaper who sent his father to the gallows. He's looking for revenge and he intends to take it within the court tomorrow. Okay, now this makes sense, yep. Gregson's transfer to the Paris Police Prefecture had finally been arranged for the coming month. We'll never make it to France now. It's a tragedy. Come think of it, he did mention something about that, didn't he?
I wonder, does it happen often, being transferred internationally, I mean?
It's the first time I've ever encountered it.
Oh.
The Paris police welcoming an English detective is almost inconceivable. Can't imagine what kind of magic Gregson must have had worked to put the arrangement in place. Sounds like that mystery is even the Reaper perplexed.
I'm afraid to say that we were very ignorant about Inspector Gregson's standing. We hear that he was considered something of a legend at Scotland Yard.
Again, it was 10 years ago he first made a name for himself. By covering a decisive piece of evidence and exposed the... Okay, yep, I told you everything's gonna fucking lead back to it. Did Kazuma kill Gregson? No, he was gone. He confirmed that. Oh no. Strongheart killed Gregson. Van Zeeks lost his gun because Strongheart visited his office one day, took the gun, shot Gregson. Bada bing, bada boom. If it wasn't for Gregson's singular approach to the case, the discovery would have never been made. What sort of approach? After my brother's life was taken, the inspector pushed for a full autopsy.
Oh my, 10 years ago.
Why is that so surprising? Autopsies were considered a desecration of the body at the time and rarely performed. And my brother was, of course, a noble. That made the idea of it even more unthinkable. Something Gregson had dug up in his investigations made him determine it was necessary. His powerful conviction somehow influenced the House of Lords, and as a result, I could avenge my brother's death. You must have great confidence in the inspector's abilities then.
And it's even more inconceivable that you would have taken his life.
I don't have confidence in anyone.
Oh.
This smiling photo says otherwise. I'm sure Gregson felt the same way. I have no doubt he thought of me as only the ominous Reaper, just like the rest of London. What really went on between Lord Van Zeeks and Gregson, I wonder? The true nature of their relationship. But the
He was my gun!
He was my god! Ah, yes, that's not mine. Really? Because common opinion seems to be that it is. What do you expect me to say to that?
Lord Strongheart informs us that you claim to have misplaced your firearm.
As embarrassing as that is, I'm afraid it's true. When did you lose it then? That I do not know.
Oh. How irresponsible of you.
I was first issued a revolver and became prosecutor 10 years ago. Must have stowed it away somewhere, I suppose. Or left it somewhere, perhaps.
You have something in common with Lord Van Zeeks after all, Mr. Naruhodo. A talent for misplacing things.
Okay. No, this has nothing to do with me. Don't drag me into this. Don't make the mistake of associating me with this Nipponese. I actually did the whole hand thing underneath the camera.
Oh dear, the rift is very wide, isn't it?
So it's not decisive evidence, clearly, but it doesn't look good that it's for sure. You know what? We're gonna present you with your childhood trauma. We're gonna DL6 this bitch. Lord Van Zeeks, we came by an old photograph. Where did you get that? It was taken when I became a qualified prosecutor. It was unbelievable. I assumed it was long lost. Is the man on the left there? Yes, that is my brother, Clint. It had to be, really. Apparently, this picture was prominently displayed in Gregson's office. He had a deep respect for you, you know. Were you aware of that? Respect? That's nonsense. No, we've heard it. We've heard someone to testify to it clearly. Inspector Gina Lestrade, no less. Well, maybe once, yes. There was a time things were like that. We were brothers in arms, jovially discussing the future of justice and such other lofty subject matters. It was a nice glimpse of the past, I thank you. I feel as though I got a nice glimpse of the past then, too. There was a glimmer of light in his eyes, a brief twinkle, and an insight into the true nature of the man known to be the Stone Cold Reaper of the Bailey. Mr. Naruhodo.
Is that her name?
It's her name. That's the first time he's ever used my actual name. I've lost all confidence in my country's justice system. I do not trust the police, the judiciary, or lawyers. But there's still one thing I'm willing to believe in. What's that? That which you see in the eyes of another across the courtroom. A simple determination to know the truth. Lord Van Zeeks. From the very first time we clashed in the Bailey almost a year ago now, I couldn't deny it, even though I dearly wished I could. Here is a lost Nipponese, who has the absolute integrity as a lawyer. There are only two other men I've known with that same look in their eyes. My brother Clint and Genshin Asogi. The man he idolized and the man who betrayed his trust in the most hideous way. When you showed me that photograph just now, it reminded me. You mean the photograph?
No, the other one, genius.
No, the other one, you fool. Back when I was able to laugh, I was free of shackles of mistrust that plague me now.
I could go out in the sunlight.
I could see the blue sky and think to myself, yes, I would love to stand in the sun for more than 2 minutes without burning to a crisp. I look to the future with hope.
I mean, have we ever seen him outside? I don't think so.
That's a good point. Since then, I've protected myself against betrayal by refusing to trust anyone. But at times,
We did see him outside. No. Dang it.
You did? When?
On the experimental machine.
Fuck right. But at times, the mire in which I've sunk makes it almost impossible to breathe. I'm so sorry.
It's a good thing I am dead. Do not need to breathe.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, I want to believe in that look in your eyes. I need to believe in it. In tomorrow's trial, will you advocate for me?
No.
Of course I will. It would be an honor.
I'm so pleased, Mr. Naruhodo.
Now give me that case information so I can read it. Holy shit. That my life is in your hands for the next 2 chapters of this game, which will be like 3 to 10 streams each.
It's gonna be long.
Yeah. But
This
Lord,
case is a bit too long. That's one of the downsides. Like I said, this case has like a lot of my favorite things and my least favorite things.
so from
One
what I'm
of my
aware,
least favorite things is it's too long.
from what I'm aware, there is an investigation period and a court period. It's very rare that we switch on to another investigation period in this game like we did with Ace Attorney. How is that split up in this case?
You'll have to see, buddy.
Fuck!
I'm not gonna tell you.
That must have been an incredibly hard thing to ask, which is why I simply cannot let the man down. Tomorrow in the Old Bailey, against my old friend Kazuma. To be continued. It's only 9 o'clock. Do you want to take a break and come back and do a little bit more, or do you want to end it off here?
Let me think. What are you feeling? I'm not sure.
Would it be better if we did the trial all like back to back to back, or do you think it'd be just fine?
I mean, it's gonna be long either way, so.
So let's do it. Let's take a little bit of a break, guys, and we'll come back for at least 30 minutes and just find a place there. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right, guys. See you in a bit. I'm gonna put on some ads. That way we can get the pre-rolls off. So see you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
I can't find the webcam button, but we are back. There we go. There's the webcam button. Where it goes. I have been actually using the Primordial Whooper as a PNG tuber a lot more recently now. Because just the lights around me sometimes bother me. So I am legit just considering going to like, hey, Elijah, when you have a break from school and stuff, can I commission a PNG to just use for like myself, but like make it look like Licorice a little bit more because I love her vibes? Like, please. Or Basil. Either way, I'm cool, you know what I'm saying? Give me that cool farm fantasy botanist view. You know? Wait, why haven't we seen Sholmes since? Oh my god. Katie? The fact Sholmes didn't seek us out last night pisses me off. We didn't even do a Dance Dance deduction.
Nope, no Dance Dance deduction. Sholmes was busy.
Busy? Oh, getting his hair color back. All right, okay, fair enough. But like, you see,
well, no, remember he went to the apartment and booked it out.
Yeah, for like 10 minutes.
No, we didn't even see him.
I know, he should have come to us. Like, we live in the same house. There's that old familiar feeling again that I felt just last week. The crushing pressure of this historic courthouse. Actually, no, it's a little different today. There's an even more menacing tension in the air, and you're gonna see fucking Van Zeek's on the side, like, sucking someone's blood.
There's a menacing tension in the air here today, isn't there? I suppose.
I mean, that's what I was thinking. I think so. Well, no shit, Sherlock. I mean, Herlock. Can only resolve the menacing appearance of the defendant.
Welcome to our friend group. We get to make fun of you now.
A little more courtesy, if you please.
Oh my, I do apologize. I thought we were talking in Japanese.
However, you're certainly not mistaken that this trial is far from ordinary. What do you mean? I'm not privy to the details, however. I do understand that no jury has... Wait, what?
A trial without a jury? Well, that's just like the trial of the professor 10 years ago.
A closed court. Good morning, my dear fellows! Oh, fuck no! Mr. Sholmes! Have you made note of my hair, Mr. Naruto? An outright victory for science, you must agree. To be perfectly honest, so much happened yesterday that, well, I completely forgot about your little hair problem. Ha! What to one man is a little hair problem, is to another a day of drinking dubious potion after dubious potion. I want to see all the colors his hair turned into. Every single one. You have no idea how much my stomach ails me this morning. No wonder why you're awake.
Oh dear, how awful for you.
I'm afraid you only have yourself to blame, Mr. Sholmes. And good morning to you, Mr. Reaper. I'm delighted to see you looking so full of vim. And I see London celebrating a great detective is as active as ever. Oh, you exaggerate, my dear fellow. Compared to my paltry engagements with a few trivial cases, the Reaper's overbearing presence is a far greater deterrent to the black roots of crime in our capital. And whilst I may not agree with your methods, there is at least one point to which I would readily commend you. What an honor. And that would be your eye for a good lawyer, sir. Yo, you chose my friend. Good job, basically. Mr. Sholmes! After all, behind this lawyer, there is a very great mind. My what an asshole! I love him. What are you trying to say? I wish only to say that you should be prepared for quite the trial, Mr. Reaper. Sorry to barge in. Oh. Gina! What's that on her? Oh! Oh, it's a mourning badge. I thought she got... Wait, she hasn't... Wait. They don't do armbands here. They do badges. She has an armband? Just like we do! Oh, Gina, you're taking after us. I'm so proud of you. Let me pinch your cheek. Anyways, what's that on her arm? It's a mourning band, I supposed.
Father, shouldn't you be at the symposium?
It's been postponed, so I have some free time. I decided to come here along with the police inspector to see our country's up-and-coming student in action. I shall be very interested to see the fruits of your studies over the past year. Well, it's an honor to have you here. Let's hope there are some fruits to see.
Odo.
Yeah, Gina.
Why'd you agree to this, eh? Why'd you take him on? This Reaper bloke. Everyone says it was him what killed the boss.
I'm sorry, Gina, but I don't believe that.
Well, if it weren't him, who was it?
I don't know that yet.
I don't care who calls him what. The Reaper's just a name. He's just a person at the end of the day. And if it turns out it was him what killed the boss, then God help him.
Fiery eyes indeed. Yes, the culprit deserves every ounce of your loathing.
Eh?
At least that may be some solace to the deceased.
Please, Odo. Get whoever did this. For the boss. Oh, Gina.
He's actually dead. Oh, shit. I thought that maybe they would like... Okay, you know what? Maybe they're really trying to make me feel like he's dead. Like, I feel like maybe in Act 2 they're going to bring him back.
One fake out is a lot. You can't pull it twice.
Did they do a fake out before?
Kazuma.
Right. Oh. Fuck, yeah, okay.
I hate feeling this useless, but there's nothing I can do. So you've got to find who's done this and make the wretch pay.
Counsel for the defense and defendant. Court will be in session shortly. Make your way to the courtroom at once, please. Alright then, here we go.
It's time, Mr. Naruhodo. Lord Van Zeeks.
One who lost his treasured brother to a mass murderer. No, wrong picture. Wrong picture. You know what? Actually, I'll accept that because this was his past when he was a noble. One who lost his treasured father to a foreign court of law. And one who lost the man who helped her escape destitution. All that misfortune, all that pain, all on course to collide headlong in this trial. It's time to shine a light on all these dark events. And whatever truth is revealed, Sholmes know it and won't share it because he's an asshole. We have to look at it straight in the eyes. Why is Sholmes there? This doesn't... What the fuck did Sholmes do? I feel like Sholmes is more integrated than I know, and I don't like it. Is Sholmes Baskerville himself? Is Sholmes the Baskerville? Is his real name Herlock Sholmes Baskerville? Did he murder someone with a dog? In the name The defense is ready, my lord.
Like the most definitive you've been, it's great.
Yeah. The prosecution is more than ready.
Oh, Kazuma-sama.
There's no wind. I've been wishing to see you again in court for so long. It feels... But I never pictured it happening like this. You don't deserve that sword. Never thought I'd be facing you behind the prosecution bench. In other words, this trial is going to be a lot more far-reaching than Inspector Gregson's murder. How will that work, my lord?
If no members of the public are present, might I ask who is currently occupying the gallery, my lord?
Members of the judiciary.
Oh my, this is a very unusual trial already.
I believe it takes an outsider to see the truth sometimes. And as I stand here in the courtroom now, I'm quite certain this is the reason why I had to come to Britain. Kazuma? Certainly, my lord. It's kind of wild that for the next two games, assuming the next trial in the next game does not have a jury, right? Assuming it does not. We have to do a completely different game format that has not been present except for the first chapter of every single game. You know? Like, this is now the format that we would have in a normal Ace Attorney game, where it's just me, the prosecutor, and the judge.
The first trial that you ever play in this game is a closed court case,
Yep.
and the last one is too.
Yep, that's why I said the first game and the first trial of each game.
Well, no. Even more than that, I don't think Susato's was a closed court case. It's just that they don't have a jury in Japan.
Yeah.
But Ryunosuke's was specifically a closed court case, I believe.
Oh shit, was it? Okay. All right, fair enough.
I believe.
All right, cool. I don't know. I hope we hear Susato's objection one more time, though. That'd be really cool. This took place on the 1st November, just after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The location was a building of flats on Fresno Street on the outskirts of the city. The victim's body was discovered there in an old single-room rental property.
A professor case.
Let's not waste time! How sure are you about the time of this incident? Several witnesses on the street outside heard the gunshot and have all reported it at the same time. Legina Solus too. There were a number of witnesses. I have here a plan of the room. The victim was found curled up in one corner. It's believed that he was shot from the front at point-blank range and died instantly. There were scorch marks around the entry wound. Such marks are caused by the gunpowder used in the fire of the bullets. But the powder, hot enough to leave a scorch mark, is only ejected a few inches beyond the end of the barrel. In other words, it only happens when the target is at point-blank range. The murder weapon was found lying beside the victim. No, my lord. No, not conclusively.
Bravo, Kazuma-sama. Not trying to use the gun as evidence when its providence can't be proven.
She thought he was going down the dark path too, so Susaru and I are on the same wavelength. Furthermore, my lord, as I've explained, the revolver was fired at extremely close range. The bullet passed through the victim and struck the wall behind him. There's a candelabra mounted on that wall, and the tip of one of the candles in it was found to have been blown off by the projectile.
We noticed that too, didn't we?
Yes, that's right. As you wish, my lord. Looks so stupid with two swords. No, my lord. This room is rented to a Mr. Hubone. But there's precious little furniture aside, and it's generally in poor state of repair. So what on earth is Gregson even doing there?
Presumably, he was investigating some case or other.
When a policeman informed the gunshot from the witnesses rushed to the scene, he found only the deceased inspector and the accused standing alongside, holding the revolver. The attending officer arrested the accused on the spot. In that case, the prosecution would like to call its first witness. Naturally, the accused himself. Lord Van Zeeks! As a prosecutor, he believes in the oath of the office he's taken, and will be compelled to tell the truth. Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, that's how it's worked in all the Ace Attorney games so far, including the originals. So, witness, state your name and occupation for the court. Baroque Van Zeeks, Old Bailey prosecutor. I did. Yes, my lord. And I'm sure the court would like to hear you explain some things away. Namely, why you were in the room on Fresno Street at the time in question, and what exactly took place. I intend to explain away nothing. I will simply tell the truth.
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
Formal test.
Guilty.
We're gonna disprove our own witness. All right, let's go. I was investigating Gregson, and my inquiries had led me to that address. When I first entered the room that day, it was dark inside and I saw no one. A moment later, I heard the gunshot. I spun around and saw the revolver on the floor. Just as I picked up the firearm to examine it, the door flew open and I heard a man scream. It's only then that the body of Inspector Gregson appeared before me. That testimony was the whole truth. It was. So, you heard a shot being fired in a room with no living occupants. And a moment later, a corpse somehow appeared before your eyes. Is that it? You're right, you hadn't explained away anything. In fact, that would barely qualify as an excuse. I thought you were my mute apprentice. Yet it turns out you have a way with words. Prosecutor Asogi. Singular isn't the word, it's laughable. What's going on with Kazuma? He's not behaving like himself at all. Yes, my lord. Oh, this is weird. Yeah, I don't like that much. Changed the whole faceplate and everything. Why are we investigating Gregson? You were investigating the inspector. On what on earth for?
For funsies.
For funsies. I'm not at liberty to say. Sorry?
I'm going to jail now. Goodbye.
I identified a distinct possibility that Gregson was involved in the case I was investigating. Regrettably, though, he was killed before I could secure the proof I needed. No. I was privy to his movements in advance. How?
I stalked him with the intent to murder.
Not wrong. I stole into his office in the yard and consulted his diary. The address on Fresno Street was noted in the 5 p.m. entry. You illegally entered a man's office. In Japan, that alone will constitute a very serious offense. I was aware of the possible consequences. So, in summary, you were investigating the victim, and yet you refused to tell the court why. I didn't realize British prosecutors enjoyed such freedom to choose what to divulge under oath. What, everything I could defend this man? Had you ever been to the address before? No, never. I only learned of the place as a result from my investigations into Gregson's activities. There is no light inside when I entered, so it was all but impossible to make out anything. But at 5 p.m. the sun would have only just gone down. It would still have been reasonably light outside. The room has a window, but it was boarded shut. Very little light found its way into the room from outside, so it is extremely murky inside. I wouldn't have noticed if the victim were already lying on the floor. There is no artificial light in the room, you say? You're quite sure? I'm quite sure that the part of the room where the body was found was very dark. I have a feeling there was a small oil lamp burning on the desk, though I cannot say for certain.
Look, Mr. Naruhodo.
There's an oil lamp.
There is a small desk in the room just here.
But the oil lamp wasn't there when we investigated. Yes, I remember. And there was an oil lamp on it. As well as the framed photograph. Oh, okay, it was there. Never mind. When I entered the room, I closed the door behind me and started towards the desk to investigate. What did you find? Nothing. I never actually reached the desk. Actually, this is quite believable. So, who fired the gun? I have no idea. I didn't see anybody else in the room. But you say it was very dark in there. Yes, that's right. All I can tell you is I didn't sense another presence with my bat detected echolocation. Ah, then it could be. The gunshot originated from somewhere outside the room. No, that's out of the question. Oh. Without doubt, the sound emanated from inside the room. I could smell the gunpowder. This is going from bad to worse. And you say that's the point at which you noticed the revolver on the floor. Correct. And I foolishly picked it up. That was carelessness on my part. In point of fact, my lord, I believe it did not. What? The barrel of the revolver I picked up was cold, and it was no smell of spent powder. But then, where on earth is the gun that was fired? Well, I would like to oblige you for an answer. I'm afraid I can't. I, too, would dearly like to know that. A man, you say? One of the witnesses, I presume? That's right. One of the street merchants working on Fresno Street. Whoa. A number of them had set up stalls directly beneath the boarded window of the crime scene. A match seller, a newsmonger, and a peddler. They're all given statements saying that they've heard a gunshot. and without thought of danger, they ran inside to see what happened.
Yes, Gina told us about that yesterday, didn't she?
They burst through the door, with some force, it would seem. They did, and almost gave me a heart attack in the process. But you're supposed to be the Reaper. The first man to come in immediately noticed the revolver in my hand and fled. The policeman patrolling on Fresno Street heard the commotion and was about to arrest the accused shortly after the incident occurred. Was able to arrest the accused shortly after the incident occurred. Anyway, the man's scream drew my attention in that direction. What do you mean by that? In what way did the body appear? I honestly cannot explain it. It's the very truth. As far as I'm concerned, the body hadn't been there until that point, and then suddenly, there it was. Did you perhaps hear the sound of the victim falling to the ground just beforehand? At that moment, what I heard was the sound of the door flying open and the scream of the man who came inside first. Nothing more. I see. After the man fled, I examined the body. I was stunned to find that it was Gregson. How the inspector was killed or how his body had seemed to appear out of nowhere, I have no idea. Surely the court has heard enough. My lord, the cross-examination has clearly revealed that the accused, Baroque Van Zieks, is lying on multiple fronts. What is that supposed to mean? The defendant. In his testimony just now, he claims that he failed.
I hate to pause, but like, this is what I mean by like, it's cool when they have like defense attorneys here, because technically this is like your job.
Yeah. He's pointing out inaccuracies, but at the same time, he's bullshitting everything. Like, honestly, I know this because I've also worked with Van Zieks. I say that as if I'm not Naruto myself. And in a way I am. 1 second, hold on. There's that violin. That's better. That's a better song for him. Right now, that's a better song. You could hear mixes of like.
This is a new theme for him, you know.
Yep. I could hear it. That's what I'm saying. Like I heard it, and then I heard that violin that you hear in Asogi's theme song. Like his good guy theme song. This is clearly the evil version of his song. That mixes like classic operatic evil with Asogi's Just Wind. Because the only thing he's done that is just so far is encourage Naruhodo to be the defense and not say the gun was Baroque's. That's the only thing he's done that's just so far. And the thing is, that part of the song is only there for a second. Everything else is turbulent, aggressive, and violent. And then there's the da-da-da that comes up once in a very rare blue moon. I heard a hint of it right there. I'm just listening for it right now. I want to hear it one more time. Right there.
Yep.
It comes up for a second, and it has a lot of small leitmotifs in there, because Cosmo has done nothing honorable so far. Not a single fucking thing honorable, except for getting Naruhodo and not saying the gun was Baroque's. Otherwise, he's gonna pull every dirty trick and make your life a living hell. He's not going to be legitimate about this. He claims that he failed to notice the victim's body because the room was dark. That's correct. No, that's impossible. As proven by the candelabra. How does that prove anything? If you examine the tip of the long candle, you can see it's been blown off by a powerful impact. The problem comes when you consider the other two candles, which are clearly a different length. Wow, okay, that's fair, actually.
You're so like, it's clear. I've solved it all. He's a dirty, dirty.
No, don't get me wrong. He is still a dirty, dirty prosecutor. It doesn't change the fact that Gregson could have just actually done one candle at a time. 3 candles is very repetitive, like for one small area. But I'll say this is a reasonable assumption until we prove it wrong. That's what I'll say. We could reasonably expect someone to have lit all 3 candles together. I don't know. Which begs the question, why have only one ended up being longer than the others? That must be because the particular candle was extinguished when the others were still burning. Ah! That's right. When the candle was hit by the bullet, it obviously went out. But the other 2 still had not been burning, so the fact is, the victim's body would have been illuminated by the light still thrown by the candelabrum, and the accused's claims that he couldn't see the body clearly contradict these facts. And now, to the next lie. There's more? The accused also claims never to have visited the scene of the crime before. That's the truth. In that empty room, the police discovered something very unusual. A board covered from top to bottom police documents and newspaper cuttings.
Yes, that's right. We saw it too.
It goes without saying that the contents of the police documents cannot be divulged. However, they included a number of reports from various historical cases, the oldest of which was from 10 years ago. 10 years ago? That started to sound familiar. And there's a common thread linking all the documents on the board. They all relate to the cases prosecuted in court by Baroque Van Zeeks. All of them? And furthermore, all those cases are ones in which the defendant was acquitted. Interestingly, none of those defendants are alive today, because all of them have been sent to their graves by the Reaper. Ah!
Oh no.
In short, that dingy little room is the Reaper's secret hideout and his base of operations. See, this is why I'm saying he's still playing very dirty. He's taking facts that he doesn't have a basis for, that can be manipulated. Because we can say this is Gregson's room, because Gregson had it in his book and has been visiting that on multiple occasions. And also, there's a wig, and our boy Van Zeeks can't wear a wig like that because, guess what? Also, there's the fact that there's the red-headed convention thing up there that has nothing to do with anything. Anyways, the Reaper's hideout? And yet the Reaper would claim never to have been in his own secret hideout. No one would believe that. No, the truth is, we've been looking at this backwards. Dr. Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed. As I'm sure everyone can imagine, by the Reaper's hand. What?
Said the court opinion of the court. Dr. Zeeks is an outstanding prosecutor who has done a good service to his country. However, for him to regret, I must request the prosecutor's service attention. The defendant's testimony includes a number of fact discrepancies with wrong facts.
All I have done is state the truth as I know it. Cousin has done a brilliant job as ever. He's drawing on his experience as a defense attorney to build his own prosecution case, and it's formidable.
Also, you will select the board as the same requires, and leave the responsibility to the social defense positions.
Thank you, my lord. I'm reading that notice board right now. If they're all red-headed, I'm gonna be pissed. They're all red-headed, aren't they? That's what I needed to find. I knew it.
Oh, what's this? Mr. Naruhodo, look.
Oh yes, it's a smudge of some kind. In fact, it looks just like a handprint.
And the color. That's blood, isn't it?
No.
Oh dear, how disturbing.
I know what's. I'm gonna call this case already. All right. So.
Confident.
I'm calling it. Ready? So the redheaded people guild, whatever it was, Inspector Gregson was investigating them. That's why he had a wig on. They didn't like that, so they came to kill him. Oh, and Strongheart wanted to make sure he died.
There are details of a whole raft of cases dating back years on here, aren't there?
The paper from 10 years ago is browning with age. Look.
Bit of interest, the most recent thing appears to be this newspaper cutting here.
It's the same Red-Headed League advertisement that Mr. Sholmes had picked out.
And do you remember, there was a red hairpiece at the scene, too.
Was Inspector Gregson an exponent of the Red-Headed League then? Witnesses who saw events unfold on the day in question.
They're mentioned in the previous testimony, too, if you remember.
Yes, the street settlers who heard the gunshot came running to the room. Certainly, my lord. They're all gonna be red-headed. No, they're not. You again!
Beppo!
Beppo! So, what is this? State your name and occupation for the courts. You? You know who you remind me of? Stranger? You have the same hair. That's the problem, Mr. Vigil. What the fuck happened to your lip? Name. We don't use names. Far too fancy for the like of us.
We're just free and easy. Sell what we like. Live where we want to live.
I give them all a Vegas Thursday. Walk down the phrase now and spit a few words in the verse for them. Oh.
What the fuck happened to your lips, dude? Are you okay? Everyone calls me gossip. I sell jaunty little tidbits and passes by, you know. Jaunty little tidbits, great. Well, an absolute smasher for you, sir. Right up to getting all this. 6 pence is the price, not a penny less. Wait, you're actually trying to sell it to me now? Oh, come on, sir. Don't tell me you aren't interested. Try the man.
Give him the money and see what it is.
No! No! All right. 6 pence it is. You won't regret it, sir. Now, get your listening ears on. Just between us, a young couple on Slight Street have just had twins. Is that it? No, it's not. It's gossip, isn't it? Wants to spread, but it's up to you and your mouth, of course. I've got more, you know. One of the juicy one. 6 pence. No, fuck off. I am curious, yes, about what's going to happen under that fat bottom lip of yours. Maybe that unusual bruise or whatever it is that's poking out under your collar. Ooh, good point. What about the next one, then? What name do you go by and what do you sell?
Me, I'm Venus. That's what everyone calls me. Funny, isn't it? I sell these lovely little fireworks to all the local school kids.
Don't make me buy these.
6 pence a pop. What do you say?
This is gonna blow up. I want to see if it blows up. It's not blowing up. These are defunct. Oh, they're mine. You weren't exaggerating for little. Do they actually sell?
Oh yeah. Second years can't get enough of my Venus firecrackers. Especially when I tell them that if they get 100, they could blow up the school.
Well, that's not okay.
What do you say then, eh? Want to part with 6 pence for a pop?
Wait, what? You want me to buy one?
Tell you what, I'll let you in on a little secret. You get 100 of them, you could blow up the whole courtroom.
No! Try though.
Give her the money and see if
No! Alright, I'll buy one.
Lovely stuff. Right then. This is something a bit extra just for you. The Venus Special. Only 600 pence.
600?
It's 100 of my regular fireworks. Nothing little about that, is there?
And there'd be nothing little about the punishment if I blew up the Old Bailey either. I knew we were gonna get fucking this as a fucking thing. I knew that. Okay. And the Latinus, what name do you go by and what do you sell? I'm a thinker, me. I think of all sorts of thoughts, therefore I am. Therefore I think. Because I stand on the street watching the world go by. They call me the observator. Oh shit. Get out, old man. Everyone calls you sandwich and you know it. So you don't actually sell anything. A problem shared is a problem halved, they say. I give advice, I do, and I think what it means. I don't actually sell anything. No, come to think of it. Hot what? Pity. No more purchases today, please. I want to examine these fireworks real quick. Hold on. Something tells me that they are going to be very useful. Because they could imitate, one of these could potentially imitate a sound of a gun. And maybe even like, who knows?
Have you had an idea, Mr. Naruhodo? You're staring at the end of the string of fireworks.
Sorry, it's just that the Venus Special, I was wondering what 600 pence worth of fireworks would sound like. Who's this?
Shall we find out?
Oh,
What?
I didn't even see the name. It was so hidden back, I was so confused.
Right.
What? But she said it could blow up the courtroom. Alright, that was fairly sizable bang.
My ears are still ringing, Mr. Naruhodo. Sounded almost exactly like...
A gunshot. Knew it. Tobias could have been killed earlier in the day. His body hidden until someone got in. They conduct their business on Fresno Street from the morning until night, my lord. As always, the same place directly adjacent to the crime scene. Not only that, but they bravely ran inside to see what's going on and witnessed the crime. I'd be beggar. I thought it was just between us.
Venus de Milo, what am I to do? What a terrible thing I saw.
Well, I think is if we all what we want, the light and shine up thing with our eyes. Is everything real? We're on drugs. Very well. And we will pick up with the witness testimony next time, it looks like.
Alrighty.
Oh my god, these fucking people, I swear to god. They bring in some ridiculous ass people. Well, thank you all very much for joining on in today. I hope you had a fantastic one. It was 20 minutes of talking about Zelda, a bunch of vampire jokes, and a lot of good stuff. So if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you very much. Like, subscribe, all that cool stuff. I'll see you later, YouTube.